Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Raps. And of course, I am your host, Mr. Main Event himself, the often imitated, never duplicated Superstar Tim Vicious. And we're going over Crown Jewel. Was in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Now, folks, I do want to let you know right off the bat, I did not see this show live when it happened because I put on my interviewing hat, so to say, and was conducting an interview for Vicious Chats, which I highly recommend you take the time to give a listen to. It's a fun show. That's the best way I can put it. We try to have the show be a little happy corner of the internet. You know, and interviews come out every other Wednesday. We've had great guests in the past. We've got great guests lined up in the future. We are working constantly to make it better for you guys. And I cannot stress enough, any type of feedback, I am open to listening to any and all forms of criticism, good or bad. Just, I need to know what you like, what you don't like. That way I can work around it for you. So with that said, before we get into the show, two notes do want to emphasize on. First and foremost, we are a WWE Shop affiliate. So what that means is, if you are watching this on the Main Event Wrestling Network's YouTube page, all you got to do is scan the QR code. Or if you are watching this on my personal YouTube page or listening to this wherever you are getting your podcast from, look in the description tab down below and you will see a link. The QR code and the link both take you to the same spot. They will take you to WWE Shop. Now you're wondering, well, what's so different than if I just typed it in? Because, let me break it down to you. You click that link, you scan that QR code, it takes you directly to WWE Shop. You make whatever purchase it is you want, whether it's one of those great Jey Uso Yeet shirts, if it's one of those LA Knight Yeah shirts, let me talk to you, or if you want to celebrate the fact that the Dodgers beat the New York Yankees in the World Series, thank you. Go and get yourself an LA Dodgers commemorative championship title. All you got to do is click that link, make a purchase, and in turn, we here at the Vicious Studios receive a nominal commission, which helps out with the show and it helps us improve to make it better for you guys. Also, folks, I want to thank everyone that has subscribed recently within the past few months. Folks, last month was, according to the data and analytics team, last month was the highest subscriber count for the Tim Vicious YouTube channel. So to everyone that has taken the time to watch and subscribe, you have my eternal thanks. Now we are pushing close to 500. We are at the breaking point. So I'm going to say this loud, proud, and crystal clear. If we break 500 before the Royal Rumble, and you inform me on my Twitter account at Tim Vicious, I subscribed, and show a screenshot that you subscribed, I will personally, out of my own pocket, out of my own expense, pay for a What a Maneuver Vicious Rants shirt and have it shipped to you at whatever address you so wish to have it sent to. So you can subscribe and have one of these shirts be sent to a friend's house as a gag. Or you can have it sent to your house because, hey, I really like that shirt. I want it. That's simple. So folks, again, we are pushing. Really hopeful, really thankful for all the subs that we've had. We are getting there. So help us, again, like I keep saying, help us, help you make this better in the long run. So with that said, now that we've done all that. Let's get into the show. Crown Jewel in Riyadh. It starts off with 6-man tag action. Solo, Tama, Tonga, and Jacob Fatu going against Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, and Jey Uso, which, wow. Okay, I was not expecting this to be the opening match. I did not expect this to be the opening match. I thought maybe the Kevin Owens match was going to be, but we'll talk about the Kevin Owens match in a bit. But as far as this one went, real nice start when, it started out with Jay looking at Roman like, I'm going to start this off. Roman, you want to? Yeah, I'm going to start this off. All right. And just kind of went from there. Jimmy and Jay, they were tagging back and forth with each other. Did not miss a beat. It was like the Usos never once broke up and stopped and started going and doing their own solo thing. Now, Jay, he was the punching bag for a short bit, and then Roman got the hot tag in. And when he got the hot tag in, Solo got the tag also. And then that was when the big standoff occurred. Tribal Chief versus Tribal Chief. And then, oh baby, that's when the match really picked up. It was good. I liked it. A lot of good action. Like the storytelling more than anything. I know some people can make an argument, well, it wasn't a lot of action, well, it was this, that, blah, blah, blah. The storytelling, though. You cannot argue or deny that the Bloodline story has been on point since it started. And yes, you have had peaks and valleys, ups and downs with it, but that comes with great stories. You cannot have a story where you have everyone just constantly going up, 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 up. No, we gotta come down sometimes to, so that way the next time you have a big what the hell moment, it can mean even more. It was great. Now, at one point there was a ref bump. It was Tama Tonga wound up hitting a ref by accident, and how the match came. It was, now when this happened, Jacob wound up attacking Roman, which gave Solo the opportunity to get him and then do the Samoan spike several times to Roman, and then did the pin. Excuse me. And then did the pin for the 1, 2, 3. Solo pinned Roman. Now, afterwards, then there was a post-match beatdown where Solo's bloodline was beating up on Roman, and then they took out both Usos, and then we see Sami Zayn, Sami Zayn come down to help, and he just stands there, looks at Solo, and it's like this awkward, whose side is he on? Who's he here with? And then he hugs Solo, and then boom, hits him with an exploder suplex, clocks Tama, clocks Tonga Loa, decks Jacob, and then they all start clearing house, and then it's left with all four in the ring with Solo, and Solo's just like, whoa now, whoa. Sammy, he runs for a haluva kick, Solo ducks, and just as he's going for that, Roman's going for a Superman punch, and then Sammy, boom, pops Roman with a haluva kick by accident. Solo rolls out. And I gotta tell you, this is the most character I have seen out of Solo. And I'm not saying this as a bad thing. I'm saying it's showing development, because since the segment with the Bloodline and the Motor City Machine Guns, Solo has shown more depth to his character instead of just being like the big, I am the tribal chief, acknowledge me kind of bit. No, he's showing that, he could be, that's funny, go kill him. Kind of chuckling and laughing, but being like, nah, I'm gonna hurt you now. Kind. But either way, after the post-match beatdown on Raw, which, on a side note, Raw broke history having the first time Monday Night Raw was in Saudi Arabia as well. So, again, like I've said before, building bridges. It's small steps. As much as we'd all like Evolution to go and be one big fast step, nah, sometimes you gotta take small steps to build to the big thing. How many Saudi Arabia shows did we get before we had Renee Paquette doing commentary? How many Saudi Arabia shows did we get before we had a women's match, and then a women's elimination chamber match, and then during this show we had a women's fatal 4-way tag title match, which we're going to get to in a minute. It's Evolution, folks. It takes time, unfortunately. And unfortunately, some of us aren't patient enough to wait, or have the wherewithal to comprehend that we need to have patience. But either way, on Raw, Sami came out, addressed the crowd, talked about what happened. Jimmy and Jay both came out separately. Jay came out, addressed Sami like, listen, dog, I appreciate what you did. I do. I thank you for your help. Then Jimmy came out. He's like, the hell's wrong with you? You're going to take his... Excuse me. You're going to be cool with him doing that? Man, he ain't family. He had no business being out there. And then Sami, whoa, hold on now. Before Jay was my boy, you were the one standing up for me. You were the one that had my back all the way. And when anytime somebody was saying something on me, I was there. You were there for me. Now all of a sudden, nah. We ain't doing this. And then Jay wound up saying, Sami, listen, this Friday, I want you to come on SmackDown. We're going to square this beef between all of us. You, me, Jimmy, Roman. And Sami, you are family. You are Sami Uso. Which, then we got the Sami Uso chants, which, way cool. So, next matchup we had women's fatal 4-way for the tag titles. Io and Kairi Sane going against Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson from NXT. Going against Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Going against Jade, Cargill and Bianca Belair, the champs. And nice, good, solid start. And really, all the teams had a chance to shine, which I thought was really cool to see. I was really impressed with on how Lash and Jakara held their own in this. And I know I've been sounding like for the past couple weeks, I've been singing their praises to the heavens because I think they're like God's gift to wrestling and all that. It's because, and again, I say this stuff on a regular, because they're coming up from NXT, which is developmental, and to use a baseball analogy, it's like the farm team. Their NXT is pretty much like the equivalent of a farm team, the farm league. So when you see the recruits from the developmental getting the call up, you're excited, you're cheering for them, you want them to do good, you want to see them succeed, you know? When it's ones that you think are good, like, hey, you know, I can see potential in this one, I see this one going places. You want that. And that's honestly what I want out of them. Now, the match was good. I dug it. It came to an end when Jade and Bianca actually did a doomsday device like the Road Warriors would do onto Piper Niven and got the 1, 2, 3. Now, the following night on Raw, they wound up doing a women's battle royal to determine the next #1 contender for Liv Morgan's coveted Women's World Championship, which the finals of that battle royal came down to Io and Lyra Valkyria, and that was pretty damn good. And Io wound up getting the win, which honestly I was not expecting, more so just because the way that Damage Control is being kind of positioned and carrying himself. I know they say this the right way. They're being positioned almost kind of like their faces, but they still kind of come off heel-ish. I don't want to say they're tweeners, but it's just the vibe that I pick up. So anyways, next up we have Seth Elizabeth Rollins, because his middle name is not frickin' damn it, going against Big Bronson Reed. And as Reed is coming down, Seth just boom, straight up decks him, and they start fighting long before the bell rings. A lot of back and forth with this match. Seth fighting, punching up. And dude, this was a hell of a fight. I loved it. This was a great match. And I gotta tell you, Reed has really improved himself. And I'm not talking like ring-wise or promo skills or anything like that, because he was already good in that sense. I'm talking he improved himself on making himself very much so in the sense of like what Cody said, going from undesirable to undeniable. Because he carried himself like a main guy, like a top guy, and you know what? Now he's being positioned like a top guy. Ever since he started getting the big moniker, he's been. And my God, this was just so good. And this match felt almost like a being made ceremony. Like, hey, you held your own with one of the company's top guys. Well, you're made. You're made. We can't say when you're gonna get gold, but dude, you're a top guy. You know, I absolutely loved it. Now the match came to an end when Seth actually had to do 3 curb stomps on him. Not one back to back to back, mind you. One was he did one on the outside, and then he did one when he got back in the ring, and then after that, then he got up to the top. And then, boom, did one. And Reed wound up actually getting a nasty little gash on top of his eyebrow at one point, because his face wound up slamming into the in-between V part on the metal stairs. And listen, I'm cool with blood. I grew up in ECW. I've always had the mindset of, if the story calls for blood, okay, but don't go doing it just for the sake of doing it. And if it happens the hard way, it happens the hard way. But man, that shot of Reed afterwards, after Seth got the win, he rolled out the ring, easy for me to say, arms up celebrating, I won. And then he turns around, sees Reed back on his feet, looking all sorts of pissed off, like he just almost kind of like Doomsday from the Superman comics, like brushing it off like, okay, now what? And Seth's just, and the blood running down the one side of his face, just like, oh, now he's mad. Yeah, it was great to see. So next up, now we got the women's champion versus champion match for the coveted Crown Jewel Championship. Nia Jax, the Queen, long may she reign, going against Liv Morgan. And okay, I will not going to lie, full disclosure, I had to pause this match several times when watching the replay, simply because of, reasons. Thank goodness I have a good cardiologist and had the heart pills on standby. Whew. Oh, that's all I'm going to say. Now, we'll say, surprisingly, Liv Morgan, she was leading at the start of the match. I was not expecting that. I honestly thought it was going to be Nia just being dominant from the time the match started until the end. That's on how I projected it in my head. I'm happy to admit I was wrong. It was one of those happy times. I was proven wrong. I love when that happens. Now, at one point, Tiffany Stratton came down, went to go cash in, and when she went to go to the referee to go cash in, Nia just looked at her like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Get out of here! Go! I don't want you here!" And the whole time Tiffany's trying to explain, I was doing that to just throw her off. I'm doing that to throw her. I'm not cashing in on you. I swear. I swear. And the whole time she's doing that, and Nia's just like, "I don't want you here. Go. Just go." Now, the match comes to an end when Dominic Mysterio, and Raquel Rodriguez, they wind up doing a looky-loo on the ref. And for those that may not be aware of that terminology, allow Professor Tim to explain to you. So sit on down for a moment, kids. About to get schooled on a lesson. A looky-loo. Plain and simple. It's when you have somebody in an authoritative position, in this case the referee, being distracted all the way over here on one side, all the while that authoritative figure is distracted, you're able to go and commit the unsanctioned maneuver that is illegal to do on the opposite side. So, hence the name, the looky-loo. Yeah. So, Dom wound up distracting the ref, which gave Raquel the opportunity to go and knock Nia off the ropes as she was going to set up for the Annihilator, which then gave Liv the chance to go and set Nia up for boom, Oblivion for 1, 2, 3. So your winner, Liv Morgan. And might I say that Crown Jewel Championship ring, yes, because they had the title, but they're awarded a championship ring, much like, football players, baseball players, hockey players when they win a title or an award. Yeah. They got a championship ring to commemorate it. Next matchup, it was Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. Well, if you could even call it a match, because technically the bell never rang and the match was thrown out. It was a no contest because Owens came down, did his thing, Randy came down, and then they just started brawling. And the match never even occurred. And at one point, Randy just, boom, RKO'd the ref that was supposed to call the match. Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce both came down to go and try and separate. Like, whoa. No. We are not doing this. You two need a minute. Cool your jets so that way we can get things in order. And all the while, Pearce is trying to talk to Randy. Randy then, boom, RKO's Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce. Nick Aldis looks like, what the? He gets out of the ring, backs Kevin up like, no, we're not doing this now. No, just go. So we're gonna get a match between them two again, and it's gonna be a big one. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Next up, we got triple threat for the coveted United States Championship, which, again, I say, defending the U.S. title in Saudi Arabia makes about as much sense as in 2001 defending the European Championship in Austin, Texas. We got Carmelo Hayes going against Andrade, going against L.A. Knight. Yeah! Dummy! Yeah, let me talk to you about this match right here. Melo and Andrade, they took Knight out right at the start, and a lot of fast-paced action going on all around. Everyone had a nice moment to shine. I dug this match. This was I always feel kind of bad for the match that leads up right before the main event, because normally that one's kind of like the let me up match before the main event to make you get really hyped for it. But this one did not have that kind of vibe. It came, I don't know if it was supposed to come off, if it was supposed to be a let me up one or not, but this didn't come off that way, but it came off really good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. And your winner was LA Knight. And if you're wondering how, well, let me talk to you. See, I can do that again. What it was, Melo and Andrade, they were going at it. And Melo wound up maneuvering around and countered the one move Andrade was going for. And then wound up going for, had him positioned like he was going for a snapmare. Knight came up out of nowhere and then boom, popped both of them with a BFT, blunt force trauma, for the 1, 2, 3. There you go. So now we come to main event of the night. The World Heavyweight Champion Gunther going against the American Nightmare, the son of the plumber, baby. Cody Russell Reynolds, the 23rd. I'm sorry, Cody Rhodes. There's my Dusty impression. That was my best bad Dusty impression. Now, as far as this match went, nice, good, solid start. Gunther leading the pace, and the entire time during this match, it was Cody punching up, and oh man, every time Gunther wound up hitting or chopping Cody, I felt it in my soul. I felt it in my soul. Like, ooh. So, I'm gonna ask some of y'all. I'm gonna ask y'all real quick that are watching, the real ones that have stuck up to the end at this point. Who do you think gives a more devastating chop? Gunther or Samoa Joe? Because I've seen both guys throw out some pretty devastating chops. And yeah. But I love this match. I definitely want to see this. I want to see this called back within the next year or two. Most definitely. It was great. Match came to an end when Cody, he went to jump off the rope and go do the Cody cutter, and it got countered. Gunther hooked him for the sleeper, had him for it, had him down, and then Cody rolled himself around to reverse it into a pin, shades of Bret Hart, Rowdy Piper in WrestleMania for the 1, 2, 3. So your winner is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Now the part that got me more than anything, that impressed me more than anything afterwards, was the simple fact after it, Gunther handed Cody the championship, the crown jewel title, and gave him and respected the code of honor, the handshake. Was not expecting that, especially given all the build-up that led to this match. You know, so that was way cool to see. I absolutely love that. So Cody, he's the crown jewel champion. He wore that big title for the picture. He also got awarded a commemorative ring, much like Liv Morgan. So Cody actually has 2 rings for a world championship. And if you're wondering what the second ring was, well, he actually had an actual ring when he was the Ring of Honor World Champion. So, there's another bit of useless information for you folks. And with that said, that is it for this week's show. So, thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Thank you. Also, but much like I said at the beginning of the show, check out whatamaneuver.net for some vicious rants apparel. Perfect gift for somebody you love, somebody you hate, or just a shirt to give to Goodwill so you can hold on to your stuff. And with the holidays approaching, it's a perfect gift. We got t-shirts, women's tees, tanks, long sleeves, toddler tees, and baby onesies. Make sure y'all check them out. Also, folks, don't forget to check out these cool-ass cats on the Twitter. DSB_IV, main event _net, the main event wrestling network Twitter account, Sergeant Curry Pants, 3 Count Thursday, and D Dryer 1986. Folks, I am Tim Vicious out there on Twitter, and much like I tell you all the time, if you love me, great, and, well, if you hate me,
shut up and sit down.
Thank you.